Chattanooga Red Wolves, off their best result of the season, a 4-0 against New England Revolution 2, now come to sunny South Florida to take on Fort Lauderdale CF, who themselves have had a week off following an away defeat to Greenville Triumph. My name is Chris Whittingham, here for the commentary of this one. Fort Lauderdale entertaining Chattanooga here at home. Plenty of team news to get through. Bring you that momentarily, but first we want to start with our players to watch, and we'll start first with Felipe Valencia. He is definitely the headline draw for Fort Lauderdale CF, opening his account in Fort Lauderdale's last home match against North Texas SC. The 15-year-old, the youngest ever goal scorer in the history of USL, breaking the record set by Alfonso Davies at 15 years and 4 months. He ended up scoring the goal that made it 3-1 to Fort Lauderdale in their last win at home to North Texas. Meanwhile, for Chattanooga, it is Ricardo Zacarias, the center forward for the Red Wolves, who is coming off a performance in which he scored his first goal of the season, and manager Jimmy Obleda pleased that he was able to break his duck and open his account. Fort Lauderdale CF and Chattanooga Red Wolves when we return our starting lineups and first half kickoff from the Inter Miami CF Stadium. Minutes away from kickoff at the Inter Miami CF Stadium, of course linked to the training ground for Inter Miami. Their USL club, Fort Lauderdale CF, entertaining Chattanooga Red Wolves this evening, who themselves enter on the back of a 4-0 victory over New England Revolution 2. Chattanooga, who've been waiting for a breakout performance like that, were able to get some goals early. We're 3-0 up after 40 minutes. As we can now bring you into tonight's starting lineups for both sides. We'll start first with Fort Lauderdale CF. The headline, without doubt, is Christian Makoun, a player who was signed to Inter Miami, a former Juventus youth player, but struggled with the coronavirus during the break. He himself had it, and now is getting a chance to get some fitness with the USL team, completing a loan move yesterday. He'll be in the midfield alongside Servando Carrasco and Blaine Ferry. It's 5 changes in total, including a debut for Andre Zuluaga, the Inter Miami Academy player who played for Kendall SC, and now the 17-year-old gets his debut. Meanwhile, for Chattanooga Red Wolves, it is 2 changes for the team that beat New England Revolution 2. Marky Hernandez unavailable for selection with injury. He, along with Greg Hurst, going to the bench. Connor Doyle enters into that midfield, and Ronaldo Pineda will join up top alongside Ricardo Zacarias. And so those are the 2 changes for Jimmy Obleda's side. Alex Mangels continuing in goal. There are 4 players in the team that have started each and every match. As you do see, both sets of players are about ready to go here. The whistle before the kickoff. The United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Please join us for a moment of silence as we are all united against racism. A powerful moment before kickoff. The full Fort Lauderdale CF team. See Andre Zuluaga in goal, Brian Rosales, the right back, next to Ian Frey and Ethan Hart in the center backs. Sammy Guadiri will play down the left-hand side as a left back. In central midfield, Servando Carrasco, Christian Macoun, Lane Ferry in the middle, Felipe Valencia down the right-hand side, Ricky Lopez Espin up top, and Edison Ascona, the left winger. In total for Fort Lauderdale CF, it is 6 teenagers in the team. For Chattanooga Red Wolves, of course, a group of full professionals led by Alex Mangles in goal, Jonathan Ricketts, Jason Ramos, Leo Fala, and Ricky Ruiz right to left at the back, Tanner Dietrich, Josue Soto, Connor Doyle, and Walefi in midfield. Up top, Zacarias and Pineda. Matchday referee is Alejo Calume. And now the whistle sounds, and we are underway here from the Inter Miami CF Stadium. Fort Lauderdale in the black shirts and white shorts, Chattanooga in the all-white, going from left to right. Here for Ethan Harden, the center back. Fort Lauderdale getting a couple of weeks off here, following 3 matches in a week. Last time out, taking on Greenville, triumph in a 1-0 away defeat to the USL League One leaders. Noah Pallado with the game's only goal in that one. Jason Christ, though, the Fort Lauderdale CF manager, was pleased with the performance. There's a lot to build on and took the opportunity of a couple of weeks off to continue to build out their tactical setup. It's a nice first-time ball there from Ricky Lopez Espin. Comes out to the right-hand side for Rosales. Here's Felipe Valencia now trying to do some work along with Rosales. Recovered on that far side by Pineda, who's doing some backtracking. It'll be a throw-in to Chattanooga, who themselves come in off a 4-0 victory at home to New England Revolution 2. Mark Hernandez earned Player of the Week in USL League One, scoring a brace in that one, but he is unavailable for selection tonight due to injury. Ricardo Zacarias opened his account, and Stephen Beatty scored from the bench. Interesting exclusion tonight for Jimmy Obleda is Greg Hurst, the 23-year-old Scotsman, who is the league's joint top scorer, along with Ricky Lopez Espin of Fort Lauderdale. Guadiri down the left-hand side, the tackle coming in from Zacarias, and it will not result in a free kick. Play on, says the referee, but they maintain possession here again through Guadiri. You hear the shouts coming from the technical area. Jimmy Obleda, the manager of Chattanooga, his first ever full management position. Managed at collegiate level and at youth levels. The big switch is hit out to that left-hand side. Guadiri trying to get there. And it comes out for a throw-in deep in the Chattanooga end, which Jonathan Ricketts will take. Represents the local representation in this Chattanooga side. Born in the Chattanooga area. Got his first pro contract and married in the same month. Not bad. Walefi leads the counterattack here for Chattanooga, and it's a nice ball out to that left-hand side, but the offside flag up against Ronaldo Pineda, who's making the run down that left-hand side. Interesting that the two strikers are playing kind of as wide men, allowing Connor Doyle and Walefi to play a bit further forward, almost as the two strikers. That's Carrasco. Sprayed out to that right-hand side, but it's a heavy ball towards Rosales, who couldn't quite settle the touch, the 25-year-old Cuban. One of a trio of players, defenders for Fort Lauderdale CF that come from the island nation, where many come to South Florida for a different life. Better life, really. It's on there for Blaine Ferry. Nicely one back here from Fort Lauderdale CF. Now trying to get turned, draws the attention of multiple defenders. Now trying to get that left-footed cross hooked into the penalty area, and Alex Mangles will catch rather nicely. Mangles, the player in his second season with the club, does have an assist on the year. And now play out from the back through Leo Fala. Now Ricky Ruiz. There's a few players in this side that has experience with manager Obleda as a youth player. Obleda calling in some players he does have experience with as the assistant on the near side, raising the flag for a throw-in to Fort Lauderdale as the ball had just matriculated over the touchline. It'll be Sammy Guadiri down that left-hand side. He is a player with USL League One experience, playing for Greenville Triumph. Current league leaders. He's from the Boca Raton area, just north of this stadium. This is Ian Frey trying to play the ball to break lines. It's given away. Left-hand side, Pineda playing it off of De Valencia for a throw-in to Chattanooga. Here's Fala. New York, New York. Behind towards Pineda, who's trying to get there, but again, the offside flag up against striker down the left-hand side. And the free kick will be taken by Servando Carrasco. Only two players on the pitch whose age starts with a 3. They're being Josue Soto for Chattanooga. It's turned there by Makun to slide the ball out to that wide area for Guadiri. Noting Makun even more, there was real thought that he'd have a run in the Inter Miami side in Major League Soccer. Came on as a sub on the opening day of their season against LAFC away from home. Has not featured for the MLS side since. Didn't play at MLS's back. Now getting a chance to get some experience. We did think that Fort Lauderdale would have a few more of the Inter Miami players. It's not quite as much going back and forth in the COVID era as we've seen with the MLS and USL clubs that are affiliated, as the free kick is taken short there by Jonathan Ricketts. Now on there from Jason Ramos. Well settled by Zacarias. Good work there. The shoulder Tanner Dietrich off the ball. The Nashville SC player on loan here at Chattanooga. Nashville SC, the MLS side, we featured here tomorrow night in MLS play, taking on Inter Miami. Regular season action. Dietrich on loan, the super draft pick out of Clemson. As it's back there from Ramos, hitting it to his fellow center back, Fala, who had some work to do to get there and ahead of Valencia, but Chattanooga playing out from the back and doing so rather neatly as Walefi when I hit the long ball down that right-hand side towards Zacarias. Guadiri away for a throw-in to Chattanooga. You hear the shouts from the technical area. Imagine both sets of coaches will use their fair bit of Spanish. Player like Ricardo Zacarias there you see on your screen, who does have experience in Mexico, native of New Mexico. Throw-in taken here by Connor Doyle. He felt like a touch came off of Ethan Harden there, and it did. It's out for a corner to Chattanooga Red Wolves. They're sitting 6th in the League One table. There's always a chance for upward mobility in this league, even as Greenville Triumph separate themselves. Chattanooga with 3 games in hand on the league leaders. First of those 3 played here this evening. Corner to come from the near side. Zonal marking on the edge of the 6-yard box for Fort Lauderdale. It's lofted towards that back post, going up for it, and really winning it there, Ramos. And it was Rosales doing the defending on the backside, and he headed it away for another corner. This time Walefi will take, the Brazilian. In his 2nd season from Aretos Sport Club in Brazil. Have some MLS experience with Sporting Kansas City. Now Walefi will play in a more whipped ball towards the heart of that penalty area. Well, won there by Ian Frey. Doyle now trying to play the second ball, but Edison Anscona on. Ruiz just trying to keep it in play. And it just comes out there for a goal kick to Fort Lauderdale. Obleda saying that's okay. Well, you just don't want to be hit on the counter from corners with so many men forward. Now Chattanooga back in their shape. Ian Frey will carry out. Full signing to the USL team from the academy. Play team football at age 18, a native of Coconut Creek. Now Frey carrying right into the fray of it. It's Harden trying to play out. He's given away. Good step forward there from Jonathan Ricketts. Now Pineda on towards Tanner Dietrich, who made the run forward, but the offside flag was up against him. And a free kick to Fort Lauderdale. Kuhn will leave it for Hardin. Jason Christ, the Fort Lauderdale manager, just talked a great deal about pattern of play and build out from the back, and Chattanooga so far have done well to slow it down. And the center back's asked to do that job. Frey, back to goalkeeper Zuluaga. Moves the ball out to that left-hand side. Guadidi to go up and win a header. He does so. And it's on here for Edison Ascona to chase. Try and get around the defender Ramos there. He has just about won the ball, Ascona. Now plays the 1-2 there with Lopez Espin. Ascona with still more work to do. You see the size difference between the winger and the center back, and Jason Ramos just about doing enough, the 21-year-old, to play it back to his keeper. Makun. First time ball there from Carrasco onto the right-hand side for Brian Rosales. It's a bit like 4-2-3-1 with Ferry advanced ahead of Makun and Carrasco. This ball pinged out to that left-hand side. Guadidi to take down. Plays it on there for Ascona, who got a touch but couldn't quite flick it back to his left back. Oh, nice first touch there from Dietrich. Walefi, good layoff there for Soto. Now coming forward here, Chattanooga through Ricardo Zacarias, who got his first goal for the club last time out against New England Revolution 2. Whipped in cross there from that left-hand side from Ruiz. Second ball picked up there by Soto. Now Dietrich trying to slide it out to that wide area for Pineda, but well cut out there by Fort Lauderdale. Ricketts. Soto. And back to Ramos. So lofted out to that wing. It's a bit of a slice ball, and Guadidi stepping low to poke it on. Soto sending it over the top, and Frey will just marshal it back to his goalkeeper. Fort Lauderdale winning last time out at home, their first ever home win against North Texas SC, 3-2 victory. It's a thrilling game. Fort Lauderdale really just hanging on for the last 20 minutes and just about getting over the line defensively. Some great goals though. Ricky Lopez Espin had some brilliant highlights. That's the center forward. Scoring twice in that one. Now Hardin. Play it towards Ascona. He's given away again. Now Chattanooga in their head up. Pineda trying to play in behind there for Dietrich, who made a strong run forward. Veteran of the United States under-17 national team, playing at the World Cup in 2015. Dietrich, a player who's real experience. It was the team captain at Clemson from his sophomore year on. His 4-year collegiate career. Frey again. Carrasco returning to the keeper. Zuluaga back with Frey again. He's had a lot of the game in front of him. Carrasco first time there for Rosales, who has to retreat. Try to go outside of the boot. And Zacarias in the boot to it. Now Frey will just about maintain possession. Takes a deflection on its way forward, and Ferry will try and keep it in play. Gets a touch to it. Work there from Blaine Ferry to poke it off of Leo Falla. Native of Southlake, Texas, earning his side a throw in on the halfway line. Frey, the 18-year-old from Coconut Creek, not far from this stadium. Trying to ping it in there to Ascona. Quite find the right bending angle on the ball, but good reading of the game there to slide in and cut out the pass. Dietrich plays a nice first-time ball out to this right-hand side for Pineda. Now good first touch there to carry on. Lovely passage and play there for Dietrich as he finds Zacarias on the left-hand side, but strong challenge in from Rosales. Walefi doing well to win it back. Now the strike coming in from that left-hand side, spilled there by Zuluaga as he has to make his first save. Ricardo Zacarias trying to cause him a problem. Look at that, it's Walefi doing well to win it back, and Frey showing him inside and allowing him to strike towards goal. Now Zuluaga. Chattanooga with 4 players see basically in the Fort Lauderdale defensive third. Make this difficult. Strong tackle in there from Connor Doyle is a heavy one, though. He felt like he got enough of the ball. He went strongly into Carrasco, and now he's going to have a talking to with the referee. He's saying, for what? I won the ball. Here's the challenge again. He doesn't get any near it, really. It's that back leg of Carrasco. Now Frey has to take the free kick a bit further back. Earning its 5th start for Fort Lauderdale in this their 7th match. Really the center backs who've had all of the ball for Fort Lauderdale. This ball there. Valencia tries to shape it with his left foot into Ferry, but gave it away. That center midfield is very congested right now with Chattanooga players, making life difficult on Fort Lauderdale CF. Now Valencia playing almost as a right back right now as Frey sends it on towards Rosales. Reading the game there, Fala. Headed towards the middle. Dietrich. Takes a deflection and now Carrasco, excuse me. Playing back to the keeper, Zuluaga, nice header one there from Ferry, and now Ascona trying to get around the defender Ramos, who's out tracking him. Gonna play it into Valencia, but a couple of strong steps from the center backs that time. Fola going in. Soto back. You do see the defensive intensity from Chattanooga. It's on another level tonight. Zacarias. Ramos. Big step there around Ascona. Guerriri getting a flick to it just to slow the pace of the ball down before it got to Ronaldo Pineda. First pro club playing in USL League 2 last season with Chattanooga's League 2 club Park City. Legion at Cal State Fullerton. Here's Ricketts. Treating with Josue Soto. Nice lofted ball out to the right-hand side. I'm going to keep it in play there, Pineda. Brother Ami in this side, not available for selection tonight. Pineda coming inside. Trying to play the ball in behind. It's a good ball in towards Connor Doyle. Sliding intervention in there from Frey. And it does come off of Frey out for the corner. There's appeals for handball as well. Referee unmoved, but it is a corner to Chattanooga. This ball, you see Pineda looked all the way as though he was going to try and line up a strike, but as he shaped his body, he was able to pick out that through ball for Connor Doyle. See his appeals for the handball, but probably not in the end. It'll be Vicky Ruiz to take the corner from the right-hand side. Whip it in towards that back post again. Rosales had it read the whole way. It was Fala again making that run. Fort Lauderdale with set-piece defending. This is a moment that Jason Price would have worked on. Second phase of set-piece defending, where Fort Lauderdale gave up the goal last time out against Greenville. So it was a point of emphasis in the week. And that long ball coming out for a throw-in, as it looks like the boots of Ethan Harden require further fastening. 18 minutes gone, remains 0-0 at the Inter Miami CF Stadium. Chattanooga yet to win away from home on the campaign. Good start for them, even without the ball for large stretches. Strong header there from Ricketts. Another throw-in required. The stadium will entertain soccer tomorrow night. It's on there from Lopez Esman, trying to come back and keep possession. Instead headed it straight to the Chattanooga manager, Jimmy Obleda. Now Makun stepping away from pressure, but into more as Walefi recovers the ball. Now driving forward here, Walefi the midfielder. down that right-hand side, getting the lofted cross away. Zuluaga having to go in, and it bounces off the crossbar after the collision between the Fort Lauderdale keeper and Doyle, and in the end, the determination is a corner. Zuluaga trying to get there. Get a left hand too, and it seemed like he hit it onto the head of Doyle, but it's still a corner. Be a goal kick, but still a bit of danger there. Zuluaga will have to take command of his 6-yard box. Which is among the more difficult things for a younger keeper. Just about getting away with it there as it's hit the frame of the goal. Corner to come from the far side. Walefi will swing it in. Again, another back post delivery. This time the left back with Edie dealing with it. Now comes here for Pineda on the edge of the penalty area, trying to get the cross off. Comes off of Edison Ascona. Now for another corner to Chattanooga. Seems like every delivery is coming towards the back post. You wonder if they've spotted something. So far, Fort Lauderdale has been up to the challenge. Perhaps seeing it's the center backs in the middle and the full backs on the edges. Corner taken short with Ruiz. Returning there for Pineda. Nice tackle there from Ferry, but he's worse for it as we play on Ruiz, sending the cross in. His play is stopped. The header was won there by Connor Doyle. Saved there by Zuluaga, but it's going to be a free kick. A late whistle there from referee Kalume, as it was Ferry who was caught there with the tackle. Pineda giving him a hand as hear the Chattanooga manager, Jimmy Oblela, saying he got the ball there. How was that a free kick? Ferry once more. It's too heavy. NCM made the good run into the space, but wasn't well found. Now Zacarias trying to get the beating of Frey for pace. With Frey, the favorite there. Gives away another corner to Chattanooga Red Wolves. 4 of their 10 goals on the season this weekend. New England Revolution 2 breakout. They felt like their performances, particularly in first halves, merited more in terms of results. See a couple of fans at the gates of the ground. Of course, this match being played behind closed doors. Walefi into the feet of Doyle. Now trying to clip it into that penalty area. Again, well defended. This time away for a throw-in rather than another corner. Ricky Ruiz who will come forward. Had an assist in that victory last weekend, earned him a spot in Team of the Week. Throwing into Walefi, the Brazilian, having his attempted cross cut out there by Frey, and now just trying to start the counter with a longer ball, but nobody was forward. Again, struggling to get the ball into the Chattanooga half. It's a ball sprayed out to that left-hand side from Ricketts, and a bit too much pace on it, and Zacarias wasn't really making the run. So it will be a throw-in to the hosts. Our home 3 matches in a row. Beginning with this one, then we'll entertain Orlando City B and South Georgia Tormenta at this stadium. Dinked on for Doyle into the area, tried to go across Ian Frey there and caught him. And it will be a free kick, and a couple of strong challenges here, particularly from Connor Doyle, who you see there, referee just kind of counting fingers. Say, a few tackles from you. No. Macun, Venezuelan. Nice captain the Venezuelan youth side. CONMEBOL under 20s. All back to the keeper there from Macun. A bit loose. Pineda nearly there to pounce. Now Frey again. Let's find Rosales in play, but tackled off it by Walefi. That's what a play on. Now Pineda come well inside, but couldn't break the offside trap, and for the first time tonight, the flag is up against Chattanooga. Frey out to Guadidi. been off tonight. You wonder if the sharpness might be a bit lacking after the week off. Going with Harden. Now Ian Frey. That switch for Fort Lauderdale left back. At this stage, that sharpness has to get better. On for Ascona. Retreating with Harden. Essentially with Frey. Now draws the pressure there from Zacarias. Instead goes back to Zuluaga. Will play with his left foot. Solid good header there for Ferry. Now towards that right-hand side. Just getting Chattanooga a bit more spread out. Give themselves some more space. Ferry trying to pick out the run straight down the middle towards Edison Ascona. 16-year-old couldn't get there. Away from Ramos. Flick attempt there by Pineda, but it's straight to Ferry. Sprays it for Rosales, who's come forward. Now can try and pick out the cross towards Lopez Espen. Instead, to nick off a white shirt, and comes out for a corner to Fort Lauderdale. First real bit of sustained pressure in the Chattanooga half.
Yeah, but the keeper over there.
And you see Carrasco just having words there. Some teammates. Will, of course, wear the armband for Fort Lauderdale. Josue Soto, 31-year-old for Chattanooga, the captain for the visitors on the night. The corner taken short there by Guadiri. Nice interchange, and the return cross is whipped all the way in, and it's gone in for the goal. Not sure if a fellow Fort Lauderdale player got a touch to it, but from the short corner, Fort Lauderdale strike. It should be Sammy Guadiri's goal, his first for the club. And it's the hosts in front. Alex Mangels, unsure of what happened. He turns towards the Jumbotron. See if he can get a second look at it. Here's Fort Lauderdale
look
with the front. Let's have a second look at it here. Sure with Ascona, then Guadiri whipping it through. It actually might even have taken a nick off a Chattanooga player on the way through. Perhaps even Soto. Or Fola, maybe? Guadiri will claim. See who get it on the official score of this one. But it's Fort Lauderdale in front. Their match here in this building where they take the lead. Open the scoring against FC Tucson. For eventually losing down to 9 men. Open the scoring in their home victory over North Texas SC last time out at home. Now, Fola back with Mangels. Unable to maintain possession there on the far side, Zacarias. Carrasco trying to loft in behind there. And Mangels playing it short there with Fola. His second season at the club, one of a few returners. Began with Tim Hankinson, who departed the club late in their first season. First-time professional manager Jimmy Obleda. Ascona coming central. Lovely turn there. Away from the defender. Now carrying on Ascona. Guadiri allowing it to run so he can hit the first-time cross towards that back post. Valencia was arriving. You can see him tracking the header, but it's well won there by Ruiz, who just lumps it clear. Rosales for Macun.
I mean, remember that
Switch out to the right-hand side. Ferry was closest to it, but Ruiz. Header come to him in a flash. Just gets rid for the throw-in. Official score has given an own goal to Ricardo Zacarias. So they're saying that Guadiri's cross was not headed for goal because of the deflection off the Chattanooga left winger tonight. In. So it is an own goal. As the early cross hit there from Valencia, takes a deflection on the way through and settles for the Chattanooga keeper. It is indeed Fort Lauderdale in front. It's ball behind from Ruiz. Frey trying to point to the keeper. He probably would have done well just play where he faced and return to the keeper. It's recovered there from Zacarias. Strong tackle in there from Frey. One enough of the ball in the judgment of the referee, Calume. And it will be Fort Lauderdale to play out from the back. Now under some pressure, Makun trying to flick it on, but he felt like he was caught there. And the referee agrees with Makun and is awarded a free kick. Here from the Chattanooga technical area. Allegations, that was a soft decision.
Who was it on? Yeah, the guy is good.
Zuluaga short with Harden.
Good, solid, right?
See Chattanooga with that line of confrontation a bit deeper. Still 6 in the Fort Lauderdale half as they deliberately play out from the back. Zuluaga with Harden. Makun.
Yeah?
Ball from Guadiri on down the line, and a good first touch there from Ascona. Sliding challenge in kind from Jonathan Ricketts. Played it off of Ascona. As well as was near the ball. Win it back. Now forcing Harden back towards his own goal. Zuluaga line up the long ball to the halfway line. Nobody there really. Picked up by Soto. This is the deepest right now of the 4 in central midfield. It's very much a diamond, but the strikers kind of split out to wider areas than you would expect. Mangles. This flick there from Walefi. Behind there from Josue Soto. And onto it here, Zacarias. Cutting inside. Ricky Ruiz's essential area. Now from that crossing from Pineda, needed the header from Rosales. Harden let it go. Connor Doyle's run just a bit too far advanced, and it does come out for the corner here to Chattanooga. Interesting to see the position that Ricky Ruiz popped up in.
Set it up, you're fine. Hey, find Ricketts, Ricky! Ricketts! You know where he runs, Ricketts! Jason at the head!
Instructions for Jonathan Ricketts and Jason Ramos. Whipped in there, part of the 6-yard area, and it was actually a header won there from Zacarias. The referee deciding that it will be a goal kick, as we will now have a hydration break, as we do on the half hour. And so both sides will head off for a drink here. Fort Lauderdale leading through the goal to nil, which again has been credited to Chattanooga's Ricardo Zacarias as an own goal, coming from the short corner that was swung in by Guadiri, the left back, as is that goal that has the hosts in front. Let's go and take you through some recent matches for Fort Lauderdale and Chattanooga. We'll start first with their last home game. Here you see Eduardo Sosa playing it with Lopez Espen to open the scoring there to give Fort Lauderdale the lead. Then Sosa, lovely weaving magic again, picking out Lopez Espen once more. It was their last win, their first home win in club history. Sosa again coming forward, going all the way, trying to strike. Lopez Espen on the follow, and then Valencia would get his first goal for the club, becoming the USL's youngest ever goal scorer in their win. And then for Chattanooga, it's a 4-0 victory at home last time out against New England Revolution 2. Tonight, though, needing to try and mount the comeback against Fort Lauderdale after conceding from the corner. It was unlucky there for Zacarias. It's a flick off him, and the hope would be that somebody would be on that back post to defend it, but I should say it's a good cross in from the Fort Lauderdale left back, and see a full set of instructions coming here from Fort Lauderdale coaches. Jason Kreis is having a word there with Carrasco, would sort of be his coach on the field. players getting their drinks. They will return now to the pitch. Mr. Makun, I imagine, will have a run of games to try and get sorted. Don't really have much training time, and now just trying to get back to full strength. And now, referee will put whistle to lips and allow the game to continue. Andre Zuluaga just have the one save from a strike from Zacarias. His first significant action was also involved in a chance for Chattanooga, in which the ball did come off the crossbar after a looped-in cross forced a confrontation between Connor Doyle and Zuluaga. And ricochet ball caroming off the crossbar and out of play. Chattanooga now poorly given away there by Soto, trying to find Dietrich. Now Lopez Espin on here for Guediri. Ascona making the run into that channel down the left-hand side. Can he pick out a cross? Now draws the attention there of Dietrich, back with the left back of Fort Lauderdale. Ian Frey. And Rosales in behind, but you can see Zacarias down the left-hand side is just taking up that position to block that out ball to the wide area. A few times tonight, Frey has tried to find it. Frey gonna hit that switch. And Ricketts getting the shouts for time, so he can chest it down calmly. Now Tanner Dietrich. Loose touch there from Fola at the back. Switch down towards Guediri. Won the header there for Fort Lauderdale, away for a throw-in to the visitors. A busy week. From Tennessee. We'll fly back home before flying back to New England on Wednesday night. Play at Gillette against Revolution 2 on Wednesday, and then back home to play Richmond Kickers on Saturday. 3 matches in a week, a couple of flights. As Makun tackled off it there by Walefi, will be a free kick to Fort Lauderdale. You see the management of Chattanooga there not pleased with some of the decisions from the referee, but it's generally been consistent. Contact that comes in, this result in a foul awarded. Obleda waving his players on to try and create some pressure as Frey goes all the way back to the keeper. He returns with Frey. Trying to find Rosales, and again, just good defending from Chattanooga. Don't normally say that in advanced areas. Defending generally gets credit in the box or to put away a chance, but high up the pitch, it's been solid from Chattanooga, that time from Doyle. Long ball, won by Ruiz. Now Dietrich dispossessed there. Makun with enough of a challenge. Now Guediri bombing on here. Can he pick out the right ball? Will slide in Valencia down that right-hand side. It's a good ball. Here's Valencia! It's off the post! What a moment that would have been for the 15-year-old to pick up his second goal. Well spotted by the Fort Lauderdale left back, but only the frame of the goal to deny. First touch into his left foot. Expertly dealt with there. Just couldn't beat the post after beating Mangles. Now Doyle coming forward for Chattanooga. The attention to Rosales, nice ball in there towards Walefi. Lovely first touch there from Frey, just to dig into himself. He can play on, carrying all the way forward. Sliding in Rosales. Lopez Espin making the run and awaiting the cross, and it's in towards that near post. Lopez Espin will pick up a second ball on towards the byline and cut out there where he can pick out the cross. There's actually probably back heel on there for Lopez Espin. It's cleared only as far as Servando Carrasco. Rosales. Makun. around the corner. Makun needing to use his body. Lovely first touch there from Valencia. A better sliding challenge from behind there by Leo Falla. Now the counter is on. Ball hit up here towards Pineda. 1v1 with Harden. Gonna run at him, Pineda. Now show towards the outside. Lovely ball across here for Zacarias. And Ian Frey with the recovery to deny him. Great challenge in there from Ian Frey, as it looked like it had opened up there for Ricardo Zacarias. Here's that chance again. Just ball across the penalty area there from Pineda is majestic. Zacarias unable to get it out of his feet and strike towards goal. Quick counter attack there from Chattanooga, getting a chance.
So. They were dying, but...
Makun on there for Frey. Harden. Nicely found wide here for Guadidi. Cutting inside. Lauderdale really having a chance to ping passes around and keep possession. Rosales' first touch. Allowed the opportunity there for the sliding tackle to come in from Ruiz to win it back, and Rosales in his effort to win it. And a free kick away to Connor Doyle. The referee also is backpedaling there with Rosales just to say that was probably a bit of a strong one. Jason Ramos. Ruiz coming forward. Get on there for Zacarias. And drawing the attention of Frey. Chattanooga's chance to have a spell on it. Soto. Fort Lauderdale asked to come further forward. Guadidi takes it down there towards his own goal and slides it into a fairly dangerous area. Frey very calmly letting it come to him and take the touch there around Zacarias. Player who played for the reserves at Club America in Mexico. Big clubs there. Still in the lower leagues in Mexico, now finding himself here in League One. Zuluaga played up towards Ascona. Benefit from second balls without the benefit of size. Makun gonna win it there and pokes it out for a throw-in. Jason Price thought throw in to his side. Earlier at that opportunity for Valencia. Came off the post. Now Pineda towards the byline, trying to pick out the cross, sends it fizzing through towards Doyle, and it comes from Walefi, whose first time strike has drawn this game level. Fantastic late arriving run into the box from the Brazilian, and it's Fort Lauderdale 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. There is, again, the low service, brilliant once more. No one there to cut it out. Frey closest at the near post. Just goes kindly to Walefi, who makes no mistake with his first time effort. His first goal of 2020 is the visitors on level terms. Pineda again with the work down that right-hand side. We saw earlier his low cross. Came for Zacarias, he couldn't do much with. That time, it's that second runner through who profits. Here's Frey. Trying to play him behind towards Ascona. You see him working between the trees. Quite a size difference between himself. A combination of Ricketts and Ramos. Now Ruiz. Looking forward down the left, drawing the challenges from Felipe Valencia. For Walefi. Ramos. One over the top, and behind here towards Pineda once more. Now can leave it here with Ricketts. Interchange there with Dietrich. And Ricketts for Soto. His left-footed effort coming straight off of Makun. On here for Walefi. 90 seconds remaining in the first half as the cross is swinging towards that back post, sliding in Ricketts, who had continued his run forward. And it came off of Guadini last and out for the corner to Chattanooga. Good cross into that back post area.
Inter Miami è limited below the speed.
Again, a look at that delivery from Ruiz. Let's see Ricketts trying to tuck in on the back post. It will be a corner. Ruiz with his footed in swinging delivery will come over to take from his left back position. Swung into that near post and comes all the way through. Makun with his knee able to get it somewhat away. Now off the chest, really clearing his lines emphatically. Being told that there will be a minimum of 3 minutes to be added on at the end of this first half. Another goal in behind towards Pineda. The offside flag is up on the near side.
Open, come, get out. You just run straight, come. When he strikes, you're going to be on. You'll be fine, yeah, if you were. It's okay, it's okay.
Jimmy Obleda just with a nice word there towards Pineda to tell him to bend his run to the outside so that when the ball is played, he can come inside and he would be onside.
That's the number 7.
It is the unique insight here with no fans in the stadium. Coaches coaching. Goalkeepers taking commands of their penalty areas from corners. Some of the communication. And stuff we've heard all over the world with fans, but of course, we want the noise back. Rosales. Makun. 3 feet there from Makun just to get some loft on that ball out to the left-hand side. Ferry. Draws the attention of Walefi, goes down and a free kick awarded. For the initial challenge that began earlier in the move. A bit more out towards that right-hand side. Free kick opportunity here for Fort Lauderdale. Normally take him short, perhaps as we draw towards the conclusion of this first half. Opportunity just to loft the ball into the penalty area. Wadiri over it. We'll just ping it in towards that back post. Makun the closest to it. Header one there from Fola. Second ball to be picked up here by Edison Ascona. Square with Guadini. Towards that left-hand side. Sliding it towards Blaine Ferry. Nice cut inside. 2 feet there from Blaine Ferry. Ascona. Back for Ian Frey. Keeping possession well. Still plenty of numbers forward here for Fort Lauderdale. Harden carrying forward. Guadini. Careful of a counterattack. Harden for Frey. Switch out towards Ferry. Just try to get there. Ball is hit with real pace. Does just come out for the goal kick. You see some cardboard cutouts in the stands. Those are Inter Miami supporters who have paid to have their likenesses in where the supporters section would be. Reach by any means necessary to try and get some more familiar faces in the crowd. And there is the halftime whistle. Fort Lauderdale opening the scoring from a corner. Sammy Guadini sending the cross in. Ricardo Zacarias turning into his own goal. Chattanooga's response coming courtesy of Walefi, the Brazilian central midfielder, on the cross from Ronaldo Pineda, who had a good bit of service down that right-hand side. A great performance from him. But either way, We are level here at the break. Still more to come from the Inter Miami CF Stadium, which is score at halftime. It's Fort Lauderdale CF 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. .45 minutes gone at the Inter Miami CF Stadium between Fort Lauderdale CF and Chattanooga Red Wolves. A busy weekend of action of USL League One. Let's start on Thursday night as Orlando City B took on North Texas SC. Here you see North Texas SC winning an early penalty through Ronaldo Damas and tucked away by Oscar Romero to give North Texas SC the lead on 24 minutes from the spot. 6 minutes later, a loose ball is picked up by Jose Quintero, cuts it onto his left, and a lovely finish to the far post. Carlos Aviles with absolutely no chance, as that is a wonder goal for OCB to draw level. Those two goals separated by just 6 minutes would be the only goals in it. It would finish 1-1 at the Osceola Heritage Park, and the spoils would be shared. Meanwhile, at the Gillette Stadium, New England Revolution 2 for Madison. Early goal coming there from Michael Vang in the second half. An indirect free kick turns into an own goal to give Forward Madison the 2-0 lead. And then on 88 minutes, to add a bit of insult to injury, it is Adolfo Ovalle who picks out the top corner with a lovely strike to give Forward Madison a 3-0 advantage. It was a similar scoreline as when Chattanooga Red Wolves played New England Revolution 2 last weekend, 4-0, as on 91 minutes, it'd be Wojciech who picks up another loose pass out from the back, given away there by New England Revolution 2 and tucked away for 4-0. Clint P with some work to do, the Revolution 2 manager, to get his side back on track. And then the final game we'll tell you about happened last night. South Georgia Tormenta and Greenville triumph at the Eric Russell Park. And it'll be the league leaders, Greenville, getting off to an early advantage first through Lachlan McLean. Nice through ball in behind there from Alex Morel, and it's a great finish to the far post here from McLean on his right, opening his hips and picking out that far post. Great finish there to give Greenville the early lead. Then it would be McLean and Morel combining again. This time it would be McLean with a pullback for Morel. Nice darting run to the heart of the penalty area, and it's turned in for 2-0. South Georgia Tormenta would get a response on 78 minutes to make this a fun finale. A lovely goal there from Jad Arslan, but in the end, it would finish South Georgia Tormenta 1, Greenville Triumph 2 to round out USL League One action.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Tries to turn. Boyce comes in, back post. Boyce opens the scoring this evening.
A little give and go to Blante now, working on Jackson centers. That's gonna be knocked away.
Change with Haley Belton. Adams turns, faces goal, takes a shot. 1-1 at Warner Park. Just have to convert more on their chances. Can they convert now? FC Tucson saved by Howard. Adams got in there. He deals with a corner kick. Coming in from Ricky Ruiz. Center of the box, Zacharias. Red Wolves strike early.
On the run. Top of the box. Flicked on and a diving stop by Jay.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship in League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Halftime here between Fort Lauderdale and Chattanooga as we get into some news and notes from around USL League One. South Georgia Tormenta and Greenville with the 9 games played in a position of strength given their points accrued, still teams with games in hand to pick up. In terms of player of the month, you can do so USLLeague1.com. Marky Hernandez is your player of the week and, of course, does feature in Team of the Week alongside Ricky Ruiz of Chattanooga Red Wolves, the 2 standout performers from their 4-0 victory over New England Revolution 2 last weekend. Plenty of Richmond kickers in the fold as well. But it's Marky Hernandez, player of the week in USL League One, as we now take a look at the power rankings, which you can find every Monday at USLLeague1.com. Of course, Greenville Triumph top of the pile and thus top of the power rankings. Chattanooga Red Wolves continue to outperform their position in the table in the power rankings because of how good their performances have been. And so they currently sit in 4th. Fort Lauderdale, there you see sitting in 7th, did get bumped up a spot from a week ago. As you have a look at the standings, both of these sides with just the 6 games played entering tonight. So Chattanooga and Fort Lauderdale with games in hand can climb up the table, but so can Richmond Kickers and Union Omaha with good points per game returns. Union Omaha with 2 per match, and Richmond a little over 2 per match with a fantastic 4-1-1 record. We showed you some of these results from earlier on this weekend. Orlando City B and North Texas with the 1-1 draw last weekend. The standout result was no question Chattanooga's 4-0 result against New England Revolution 2. They've taken a couple of hammerings that you see on the top right and the bottom right corner of the scoreboard there. A pair of 4-0 results on the trot. Still to come tonight, FC Tucson, the 10:30 kickoff against Richmond. Tomorrow night, it's Union Omaha and Orlando City B. And Chattanooga Rebels, a busy week you see on the left side of your screen there. Away New England Revolution 2 on Wednesday, and then home against Richmond Kickers. It's quite a bit of travel for Chattanooga Red Wolves. Second half kickoff and first half highlights are on the way from the Inter Miami CF Stadium.
Distance, off the bar and in. Another look at that one on the Islands replay. Up and over Avisa, off the bar and in.
Lopez Esping trying to go over the top, and that one finds the back. He plays it over Hara. What a goal there by Lopez Esping.
The service, whipped in, headed towards goal, and into the back of the net. Sends it back in, dealt with again. Cerrillo from distance, in the back of the net. Oh my goodness! Welcome back from FC Dallas, and way to leave your mark on this one. And 4, tries to turn, Boyce comes in, back post! Boyce opens the scoring this evening.
Rel.
Headed back over, floats down, Pilato! Oh, what a strike! Noah Pilato puts Scrivo on top with a beautiful finish.
Fort Lauderdale CF and Chattanooga Red Wolves level at the break, 1-1, following 45 minutes of play. An own goal from Zacarias and a leveler from Walefi. The goals in this one, as you can now bring you first half highlights. My name is Chris Whittingham here for the commentary of this one, and the chances will get started down that left-hand side. Walefi doing well to play that second ball for Zacarias, whose strike coming off of Zuluaga would eventually recover the rebound. Nice switch of play from Tanner Dietrich as well to start that move, with the Fort Lauderdale keeper in his first ever professional start able to claim. Another chance again, Walefi doing work, picking the ball off of Makun, and then getting the lofted cross in. The coming together between Doyle and Zuluaga would result in the ball bouncing off the crossbar. The Fort Lauderdale keeper just about doing enough, would bounce off the corner of the goal for a goal kick. Here would be the Fort Lauderdale goal. Nice whipped in cross there from Guadiri right into that danger area, and takes a glance off of Zacarias. No one there on the back post to defend. Mangles couldn't keep it out, and an own goal for Fort Lauderdale's opener. Then another chance down the other end. Guadiri doing well to get into that space, sliding the ball nicely to Valencia. Its first touch perfectly into the stride of his strike, and just hitting the post. Good effort there. Here would be a succession of chances here for Chattanooga. Actually, here would be the goal. Coming nicely for Walefi, who makes absolutely no mistake there. Bang, 1-1 for Chattanooga Red Wolves, as that ball just teased in from Pineda from that right-hand side. And the Brazilian drawing this game level, as here are your stats at the break. Interesting that Fort Lauderdale will have a goal from no shots on target, as that cross was not considered one. Although, and yeah, I guess Valencia's effort came off the post. That's technically not on target as well. But it is Fort Lauderdale who led, and then were pegged back by Chattanooga. So it'll be interesting to see how the second half plays out. There will be a change here for Chattanooga out of halftime. Travis Nicklaw will enter here, and we'll see from the fourth official who will be the player who will make way. Getting just some last words there from Tim Truk. And it will be Iofala who will make way. So a change in central defense here for Chattanooga, with Nicklaw making his second substitute appearance, his sixth appearance in total on the year. Player from San Diego has had quite a career in terms of where he's played. International for Guam. Just returned from playing professional football in Iceland. An interesting career path as you're underway here in the second half. A early loose touch there from Ian Frey causing some problems. Makun just retreating there with his keeper. So one of 5 changes used there here at the halftime break. So Chattanooga can still make substitutes in 3 windows. As Harden just tries to send it on, comes off of the back of Makun. And second ball will thankfully come nicely there for Carrasco. Just hits the ball over the top towards Lopez Espen. The offside flag was up, but I thought for a moment that Lopez Espen had timed his run well. It will be a free kick to Chattanooga in their own half. If we had VAR, you would imagine they would have let that play run and then had a look afterwards if that had been indeed offside. Header flicked on there from Connor Doyle. Now Rosales. The back heel towards Valencia, and Doyle just booting it out to touch. So in terms of the teams, Fort Lauderdale electing not to make a change at halftime. So it's Zuluaga in goal, a back for Rosales, Frey, Ethan Harden, Sammy Guadiri. Put the crossing for the goal. Midfield, Servando Carrasco, Christian Makun, and Blaine Ferry, who hits that ball behind there towards Ricky Lopez Espen, who is the center forward. Felipe Valencia down the right, and Edison Nascona down the left. Lopez Espen not really been involved very much. It's been a difficult match for Fort Lauderdale in terms of build-up as Doyle hits a nice ball in behind towards Ronaldo Pineda. Zuluaga staying home as Pineda will take the ball in the penalty area. Will retreat now here with Tanner Dietrich. Touch now towards goal. Slid out wide for Jonathan Ricketts. Now Ricketts, nice touch there to get inside of Guadiri, and it will be a free kick given here to Chattanooga Red Wolves right on the edge of the penalty area. A chance here for a dangerous bit of service, as it was Ricketts who did some strong work down that right-hand side. Here's another look at that challenge. Drawing the attention of 2, and really a strong shoulder in there from Guadiri. Free kick to come here. Referee establishing that line. It'll be the 2 shortest and youngest players in the 2-man wall, though looks like Lopez Espen's going to join them. A height differential in that wall. Walefi and Soto are over it. 5 to aim for, but could also strike towards goal. It'll be Soto who will strike, bend it around the wall, and it's well caught there by Zuluaga. An earlier effort that he spilled, and that time assured goalkeeping from the 17-year-old. If he bounces that, it can very easily be poked in there. And the substitute Nicola, who is threatening there. Ball there from Carrasco, just lofted to Rosales. Calm first touch, but not so there from Frey. Giving away to Doyle, and now coming forward here is Zacarias. In towards Dietrich. Walefi trying to play it on. It does manage to get it out to that right-hand side for Ronaldo Pineda. Pineda now in the penalty area, trying to dig out the cross, and perhaps took too long. Allow the Fort Lauderdale left back Guadiri to get back in cover and put it out for the corner. Frey on a couple occasions here in the start of the second half. His first touch to bring him into trouble. Pineda jumping over the advertising hoarding to get the ball. Don't normally have the crew of ball boys. Count of coronavirus protocols. Flick it on there. Pineda draws the attention of Ascona. He's playing off a black shirt last and out for the throw-in. Lofted delivery, wide open the back post. Walefi just tries to play it on towards the heart of that area. There's a man there, Zacarias, but defended in the end from Frey. Now Nicola for Walefi. Played brilliantly. Nice ball there into the feet of Doyle. Gonna play the 1-2. Doyle now trying to dink it on there for Dietrich, who's just stopped his run at the final moment. And settle there for the Fort Lauderdale keeper, Zuluaga. Here's that ball there from Walefi. Zacarias was trying to get there, and Frey just about dealing with it. Makun. Time ball there from Guedidi to find Ascona. Riding the challenges, makes the central run, plays in Rosales, his first touch heavy. Big sliding tackle in there from Ruiz. Recover again, this time off of Valencia. Free kick awarded as Valencia with just a bit of contact there. You see a more strict interpretation of the game from Alejo Calume. It's Nick Law. It's that long ball. Towards Frey. And the push from behind there. Zacarias. Will be a free kick. Harden. Now, this is where Fort Lauderdale struggled at times in the first half. Playing out from the back. Like to keep it on the ground as these sides featuring younger players do teach them the principles. Walefi lofts it all the way back, inviting some pressure here. You see everyone coming from the left towards the middle. Leave some space open on the right. Guedidi stepping well forward towards Ricketts. Now Ramos. Comes off of Guedidi last, lofted away to that tunnel area. Where the fans would normally be coming in and out of. Right on the halfway line. Ricketts hitting that switch towards Doyle. Salas had to trek the whole way, but the header coming kindly there for Chattanooga. Coming forward to Ruiz, lofting the cross in towards that back post and still getting to it. Pineda. Not trying to retreat there with Dietrich, but gave it to Makun. A teasing delivery there from Ruiz. It's poked away for a throw-in, but it's a bit more central. It was a heading opportunity. That run through the middle from Zacarias. Frey. Retreating when the option to his right. I think there's some frustration from the Fort Lauderdale technical area that that's not where he went, but still keeping possession. Again, turning forward. The ball over the top. It was meant there towards Maderi to make the run forward, but comes all the way for a goal kick to the visitors. Jason Price did tell us in our call this week that he did feel like there's a very similar style and game model between Chattanooga and Fort Lauderdale. There's good opposition. Carrasco able to win it up the pitch. Rosales in towards Lopez Espinu, flicks it into the penalty area. Send him towards goal. Now back with Blaine Ferry. Rosales. Cuban cutting inside. Leading with Carrasco. And Makun. Allowing Harden to come forward. Play it on there towards Ascona. Challenge coming from behind there from Ricketts. Let's eventually end up with the ball and play with Walefi. Trying to bend that in behind. You see a far more central position from Ricardo Zacarias here in the second half. He started from a wide left position in the first half. From a defensive point of view. Makun. He's vacillated between a holding midfielder and a center back. And really the chance to be very much the former tonight. Juventus Primavera. They're for their youth teams. Allowing it to run there, Makun. Frey. For Rosales. All the way back to the Chattanooga keeper, Mangles. Have a division title to his name, won the league with San Francisco Deltas in the NASL. They're now Vancouver Whitecaps manager Mark Dos Santos. Ascona. The attention of two. Try to get the beating of both rather than retreating. Gave it away. Lefi marked in the middle of the pitch. On its way there for Ruiz. Nicolau with Soto dropping between the two center backs. So Ramos loses footing there. Bring it back to the keeper, and Meng goes forward with Fort Lauderdale high up the pitch. Frey wins the header. It's straight for Connor Doyle. Now Ruiz, well forward here. Cut around Felipe Valencia. Good backtracking work there. Now Carrasco to put in some challenges. It's given to Rosales, who leaves it there for Carrasco, playing it on with Macun. Ascona. See the two wingers, so young. Not fully physically developed yet, but do have those tricky feet and that ability to work around defenders with that added physical strength. You see the projection, what they will be. Ferry. Frey. On down the line, but pressure from Doyle. Forcing the misplaced pass. I mentioned players so young, 15, 16. In the squad, you have a 17 and 18-year-old. Well, two 17-year-olds and an 18-year-old as well. Asking Price about how school would affect things. Said that when it was obviously the consideration of a USL team, as the players start to sort out online clashes. It's Ascona trying to cause some problems here along the back. And Ricketts just lumping away for a goal kick, or rather for a corner, I should say. Set piece opportunity here, going from about nothing. Anyway, the kids do have their online schooling sorted out, so they do train with the full USL team in the morning. They carry out their classes in the afternoon, although in the modern environment, everyone is doing online schooling, really. A unique situation that is increasingly common MLS clubs with full academies. Younger players to feature in their USL sides to get experience against full professionals. You can really tell Ascona, Valencia going into Ruiz and Ricketts down those wide areas can be a real growth experience. Be whipped in there from Rosales towards the near post. Header one there from Jason Ramos. Second ball to be played out the other side though for Lopez Espin. Ferry whipping in a good cross in towards that penalty spot. Header one from Carrasco, but it was actually away from goal. Dietrich able to win another header. No, Valencia doing well to win it back. We just tried to dig out a strike. Anywhere will do when it was dragged well wide of target for a goal kick to Chattanooga. Mangles deliberating over it, changing the position where it will be taken. Less than 24 hours, will be set of players. This playing surface, the Inter Miami CF Stadium. MLS action between Inter Miami and Nashville SC. Inter Miami, bottom of the Eastern Conference. So you see a double change being prepared here by Fort Lauderdale. Christian Macun will be among those who will make way for Francisco Raggio. Also being told that Felipe Valencia will make way for Andres Cardenas. As he comes all the way back to Zuluaga. It's it long. Better one there from Nicolau, and it will be a free kick as the offside flag was up against Lopez Espin. Ramos putting it back in play. Nice header one there from Rosales, but as far as Ruiz, who just lumps it into Rosales, and now the referee is going to stop play to have the double change that we mentioned. So Makoun's Fort Lauderdale debut comes to a conclusion right on the hour mark. Fitness very much part of his lone experience here with Fort Lauderdale. Get that chance. Raggio, player started 3 matches in central midfield, comes on as a sub, and then young winger for young winger, 17-year-old on for 15-year-old, in the form of Cardenas on for Valencia. Cardenas, a player who started in the academy's first ever match, the youth tournament played in South Korea. Doyle digs out, switch ball onto that right-hand side. Guadidi to get a touch to it, and ahead of Pineda. Strong body positioning there from Pineda to try and win it, and it's a free kick given to Chattanooga. Ascona felt, though, that it's Pineda who's the aggressor. As Fort Lauderdale will go over the free kick take there to stop them playing. Now Ascona going to get a talking to from the referee. Free kick taking down that right-hand side. Ricketts in some space. They'll try and fizz in the low cross. Well dealt with there by Guadidi at the near post. Guadidi turning all the way into his own penalty area to finally get rid. Lopez Espin taking off the chest now. Counter looks on here for Fort Lauderdale. Slid down that left-hand side. Racing forward, Cardenas. Trying to cut onto his right. Dietrich got a touch. Now Cardenas teasing Dietrich, picking out Ascona. Here's Ascona now cutting on to his left for Rosales. Chattanooga able to get back in shape. It looked a promising move. Just slowing down here. Rosales. Now all the way back to the halfway line with Ian Frey. Guadidi. Bottom left-hand corner of your screen, Stephen Beattie being prepared as a sub. He'll enter here for Zacarias. He's on it now. That's his last touches on it. Get it back to Connor Doyle, but one here by Ferry in the middle. Free kick awarded to Fort Lauderdale, just in the Chattanooga half. Stephen Beattie, a player who last year the Irishman scoring 9 times in the league. Now preferred as a super sub. So he's still recovering from an injury and really fit to play as a substitute. Great impact from the bench, which he very much can do. Now Ian Frey. Fort Lauderdale in some space. Barks in the Fort Lauderdale technical area just to change shape and change positioning. It's a good ball there for Guadidi and Frey. Now Ascona draws the attention of Ramos. Allowed him to try and put in the challenge and then ran around it, but insistent on the far side. Thought the ball had run over the line for a throw-in. Now the referee will allow the change of Beattie, player who came to the club from Cork City in the League of Ireland. Won a league title with Cork. And because of that, has experience in the Champions League qualifying stages as well as the UEFA Europa League. And will now enter here the Irishman. 9 goals and 3 assists a year ago. 1 goal this season from the bench. That came in their last match against New England Revolution 2. Going towards the middle, which Travis Nicklaw will put on here for Ruiz. Send it up towards Beattie, the oncoming substitute. Back by Fort Lauderdale. Going on through Carrasco, who's returned to his holding midfield role, which is mostly played alone before Makoun was introduced tonight. Nice flicked on header there from Cardenas on there for Ferry. Challenge in from Walefi. He's a little bit worse for it, having it his left leg and dragging it a little bit. And now the referee is going to stop play to allow Walefi to go down to one knee and now finally to the ground. As he did feel like something had gone there. Now the training staff will run on here and tend to the Brazilian midfielder. And allow the players a chance to just get a mini hydration break. Don't want to see him injured for any sustained period of time. He's a key player to this side. Great performer on the night, must say. There is just going down, see, almost straight away after the challenge. He felt it. Now just trying to power walk it off there. And we'll go towards the halfway line to eventually re-enter. Getting some words there from manager Obleda. Taking off the pullover after the break. It is quite warm. There's a heavy downpour of rain just before kickoff. There were some concerns about rain in the area, but that was a very limited spell. Anyone who spent any time in South Florida during the summer knows that pouring 1 minute, clear skies the next. Rosales with the pass back towards Ferry, and a nice challenge in there from Beatty. In the hard yards. Trying to put Frey under some pressure, but this has the valve with the keeper Zuluaga. The ball to feet once more. So he hits the ball long. He's not just trying to get it away. He is trying to pick out a pass. Usually does so with fairly decent accuracy. Did I say that? He plays a long ball. Won there by Ramos. Commentators curses. Ascona trying to win it off of Ricketts. Jonathan Ricketts going down on the way to the challenge from the 16-year-old. Free kick awarded. Chattanooga trying to play it out of the back and on the ground. Ramos just about doing so. Ruiz with Nick Law. 26-year-old from San Diego. He's played World Cup qualifiers in Asia, club football in Iceland. Very much spanning the globe. Travels is a really challenge in there from Guadidi. On that right-hand side, catching Soto. The free kick for Chattanooga. Nicola. And Ramos was trying to play that ball in behind, but Tanner Dietrich, Nashville SC man, on loan here with Chattanooga, so really making his run. Comes out for a throw-in. Greenville Triumph left back Guadidi, faking the throw back, instead sends it on. Header one there from Ricketts. Deals for handball. The ball comes off of Harden. Now Rosales carrying forward. Challenge is whipping in from behind, but the referee unmoved. Now Ferry with Beatty hot on his tail. Ferry playing a nice lofted ball towards Edison Ascona. In the 70th minute. Carrasco in some space. On for the right back, Rosales. So he's going to measure the cross, instead cutting inside. Pinging it in towards Ascona. Nice first touch to settle it. Could still come here. Ferry appeals for hands, and it is given as a free kick to Chattanooga for the handball from Fort Lauderdale's Blaine Ferry. Manager Jamil Bleda of Chattanooga has described every match really going forward as must win. This is a club that wants to win a league title. He knows that got to be in the top 2 to get to the League One final. Right now, a ways behind Richmond in second and Greenville in first. It may end up being Richmond, who's a tougher team to catch up to because they've only played 6 games and are on 13 points. Greenville's played 9 and are on 19. Similar number of points per game. That's what it will require at the top of this division. Beatty trying to get there. Now Frey. Nice down there from Lopez Espen just to softly touch it along there, but Raggio couldn't get to it. Hasn't had much of it, Raggio, since coming on. Playing in ahead of Carrasco. Left part of central midfield. Ricketts for Dietrich. It's well into Beatty, who tries to first time play it in behind towards Pineda, who's trying to get there and ahead of Harden, does so, but Harden had the body positioning and got that bit of defending spot on. We're here for Ascona. The charge, laying it back with Ferry. Ooh, he's going strong into a sliding challenge there. Yeah, they didn't want to make him pay for it, so he went forward, but he really could have just stood there and taken that challenge, and some discipline there for Blaine Ferry. Ruiz cut around Cardenas there, but referee for denying the movement of Ruiz gives a free kick. And then line up long ball into the area. He'll take it short. Well, if he's still looking a bit worse for wear, if there is earlier injury, he might have to make way here. Connor Doyle. Ramos hit that switch and was low. Took a deflection, comes kindly here for Ruiz. Draws the attention of 2. Now back central. Soto in some space. To the right-hand side is on and picked out well here for Dietrich. Now Doyle to measure the first time cross. Frey stepping from that defensive line to win the ball. Leave it there for Ferry. Guadidi trying to get his feet sorted after Ferry put it on to him in a flash. He's giving it away there, Ferry, excuse me. Doyle couldn't make him pay. Come here for Ascona. A ropey play there at the back there from Fort Lauderdale, but just about away with it. Rosales. His pocket of space here, Raggio. Measured in his touches towards Rosales. Raggio whipping the cross in right into that area of uncertainty in front of the goalkeeper, but headed away neatly there from Ramos. No one making really that hard charging run. Now Ferry trying to poke it around Pineda, who's won the ball. Another change here for Fort Lauderdale as Lopez Espen will exit for Jason Buckner. Espen not really having too much joy tonight. Still in the running as he's doing now, but the build-up hasn't really been terribly involved. Ruiz. Soto. Lopez Espen nearly there. Take advantage, but good enough feet from the 31-year-old. He's playing club football in Finland. Joining Chattanooga a year ago. Ramos. Heavy first touch there from Ricketts allows Ferry to not only win the ball but sidestep the challenge. Carrasco, nice outside of the boot flick on here. Ascona into Carrasco. Returning it for Ascona, who'd just about outrun it. Rather, it was Guadidi who'd come forward. Now Dietrich trying to play it on. See Harden well into the Chattanooga half, trying to win it back for Fort Lauderdale. Frey coming flying through, try and win it off of Beatty, who actually left a little bit in there for Frey. It will be a free kick to Fort Lauderdale. Now Frey. Carrasco. Saw it the whole way. That ball pinged out into a wide area here for Guedidi. Now poking it around the defender, Ricketts. Just about marshalling it out of play. Goal kick to Chattanooga. And 30 minutes into the second half, we will have our second hydration break. So now the players the chance to grab a breather. The hot and humid evening at the Inter Miami CF Stadium. Remains 1-1, both goals coming in the first half of this one. The first one, an own goal. It was credited as an own goal. And it was Guedidi, the cross in, touched in off Zacarias, and then 16 minutes later, Walefi scoring after a great low cross in from Ronaldo Pineda. In the first half, we showed you Fort Lauderdale's last home match against North Texas. Let's show you Chattanooga's last home match. It was a triumph over New England Revolution 2. Their first match in their recently built new stadium, the Chime Memorial Stadium. And it was an onslaught of early goals. That one turned in there by Mark Hernandez, who had himself a tremendous performance there, rounding the Revolution 2 keeper. Give them the lead, and then there, Pineda, lovely first touch, laid off. First time strike there from Beatty. And it is Chattanooga Red Wolves. Won at home by 4-0. By far the most successful victory of the season. Some fans at home, allowing fans in at limited capacity. Fort Lauderdale and the Inter Miami organization not yet doing so.
Which one?
In conjunction with local authorities making that decision.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes. Cardenas is having a word there with the technical staff of Fort Lauderdale. Darren Powell involved there. Managed the
He's going?
first couple of matches for Fort Lauderdale with Jason Price scouting MLS is back in his role as the United States Olympic team manager. The under-23 side. He was meant to coach them in qualifying earlier this year, but of course, tournament called off on account of COVID-19.
That's good.
There is another change coming here, and it'll be the final one as they've done it in 3 windows. Christian Lu Young will enter here for Edison Ascona. Actually, in a double change.
And he's still
I
around?
told you earlier about Buckner for Lopez Espen. That one will finally be confirmed.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Surprised that Lopez Espen runs all the way out to his position before
Yeah,
being
yeah,
told
They're food, right?
he has surplus to requirements.
I got you.
Travis, fresh leg, no fouls, yeah?
It will be Christian Lu Young to make his 6th substitute appearance in 7 games. Started the other, so he's played in every game. The 23-year-old in his college at Akron. He's from Plantation, Florida. It's the north and west of this stadium. There, the exit of Ascona. So all 3 of the forward line have come off tonight. So it'll be Buckner, those up top. Young looks like he'll play down the right-hand side.
Yeah.
As a defender, sometimes as a midfielder, as Rosales made the step forward. Walefi was offside for Chattanooga. So a little more than 10 minutes to play. Looking forward to breakthrough. Haven't really had that clear-cut chance here in the second half for either team.
To be smart.
Will there be one? Nice pick out there. Cardenas in some space. I'm here for Raggio.
Yeah. Yeah.
She attention to multiple defenders eventually. So a nice ball for Rosales.
Remember that he will go to University of
Right-hand side for
where
Christian Lu Young.
players, they don't have good
Loft into the penalty area. Takes a deflection on the way through. Cut there by Mangles. Played in towards Ronaldo Pineda. Lady comes racing forward, back the other direction for Fort Lauderdale. Up there, neatly for Buckner. Straight out to the right-hand side for Rosales, bombing on. Both fullbacks with some real enterprising runs forward. Lu Young, first time there from Ferry. Nice dummy there from Cardenas to allow it to run. Just put a nice sliding cross in and plays it off of Ramos over to, or rather, Nicola over to cover. And it will be a corner.
You got the gloves, you got everything.
And it will be Raggio. Guadidi will leave it, or rather take it from Raggio to swing in this corner with his left.
If you need help, just let me know. I can help.
There it
you
is,
out.
whipped in towards that near post. Lu Young among those in there, but Walefi just getting rid.
Let me know, I will find you a good deal.
Chested rather strongly there from Frey for Ferry. Inside there from Jason Buckner, the academy player, sending it through towards Cardenas. Just about getting his feet sorted and getting rid there. Jonathan Ricketts. Or rather, beg your pardon, Jason Ramos, and it will be a throw-in to Fort Lauderdale. Left for Carrasco. Ferry forced to retreat. Fort Lauderdale keeping possession. And Frey. Send it on towards Rosales, but didn't really know which way to bend his run. Connor Doyle was there to put in a tackle. Comes out for a throw-in to Chattanooga Red Wolves. The win would go level with forward Madison in the table. Fort Lauderdale with the victory would jump North Texas, South Georgia, Tormenta, and Chattanooga. Big winning goal it would be for Fort Lauderdale. Guadidi trying to get around Pineda. He's tackled off it by Chattanooga forward. It will be a free kick. Guadidi will be over it. Chance for Fort Lauderdale just perhaps to send the ball into the penalty area, but you see a fairly sizable height advantage for Chattanooga. Second phase of play, or see Raggio is making a run out to that left-hand side. Let's finally draw the attention of Pineda. Just one left in the wall. It's pinged in at real pace. Lu Young was tracking it, but it was Ramos who won the header and flashing out for a corner. Lauderdale just chasing that winner. Chattanooga for the moment pinned in their own end, but you wouldn't put it past them to hit on a counter. A few opportunities in this match. There's Raggio again whipping in. Rosales trying to send it on, but the high boot, he caught the side of the head of the defender. Dangerous to boot that high, and it looked like it was Beatty who went down. Being informed of another change to come here for Chattanooga Red Wolves. It will be Alexi Jaimes who will enter here for Ronaldo Pineda. And there is the fourth official holding up the board. 23-year-old from Anaheim, played for the club's affiliate Park City in USL League 2. First player to actually go through that pathway. Set up at the club is slowly coming off, and now Jaimes will enter. Goal kick to come, or the free kick to come from Rosales' high boot. You hear the buzz of airplanes. This is a stadium located by an airport, Fort Lauderdale Executive Airport. Lu Young on there for Cardenas, whose shirt was pulled. And the referee is going to give his first booking of the match. And it's Soto for tug of the shirt there of Andres Cardenas. Well, not really been too many yellow card worthy tackles in this one. Really cleanly played. Just slowing down there, Cardenas. He was trying to get turned. Judged to have been cynical by referee Alejo Calume. Now allow the free kick to be taken by Ferry. Harden in behind towards Liu Young, or rather Buckner, trying to get in a round of Jonathan Ricketts. Just couldn't do so. And then aggressively trying to win it back, has given away a free kick. Midweek action to come for Chattanooga. It's 3 matches in a week. Here in Fort Lauderdale tonight, away in New England on Wednesday. Quite a bit of traveling to do for that. And home to Richmond Kickers on Saturday next weekend. Cardenas trying to play it. His first touch there from Dietrich on for Walefi. Now Connor Doyle sees the switch to the far side with Jaimes. He chests it well. Lays it off there for Ruiz. Nice touches there. Find Jaimes. Draws the attention of 2. Crosses towards that back post. Beatty trying to get there, as does Doyle. And it is a goal kick. I think Walefi felt like it come off of Guadidi last. Lots of appeals there, and I think they might be founded. Yeah, very clearly off of Guadidi last. Surprised the assistant didn't correct that. It's very much a mistake, and you can hear manager Obleda not happy in every right. Feel aggrieved after being denied the corner. It's towards Buckner, trying to get around Ramos there. Be a goal kick down the other end. There really is no getting back a situation like that from the corner. Even if in the end the Fort Lauderdale attack didn't lead to nothing, it should have been corner down the other end. Eduardo Sosa available tonight too. Fort Lauderdale player who's really influential. 2 assists in 3 matches for Fort Lauderdale CF. Throw in to come. 2 minutes to play in the 90. We'll have some added on time with the subs in the hydration break. Harden. Temporarily swapping positions with Frey, whose first touch is giving it away. Doyle outside of the boot in behind here towards Jaimes. Jaimes lining up a strike. Zuluaga with a great save, but the rebound is on here for Stephen Beatty, who's sliding tackle in there from Frey. Just puts it out for the corner. Beatty staying down, grabbing his feet as he felt like he was caught there by Frey. Another look at it here. See the challenge afterwards, and Beatty may have a point, but the referee allowed play to run out for the corner. Isn't going to give a penalty there. But Frey's challenge just put it wide. Walefi to swing in the corner. It's pretty to be okay after I feel like he had a left leg injury. Played into the heart of that 6-yard box. Now Beatty to take it down. Has time to take a few touches. His strike taking a deflection on the way through. Now Ramos getting turned. His left-footed cross. It's cut out there. And now nice header on there from Christian Liu Young. Send the counter attack forward. It's Guadidi the furthest forward. The left back. He has a run on here with Raggio. Just didn't put enough pace on the ball. And back covering Ricky Ruiz to win the ball back for Chattanooga. Dietrich turning right into trouble. Won by Buckner. Guadidi staying forward, the left back. Afforded some space here in the middle. Now towards Carrasco, who had come forward. A strong tackle again to win it back here for Chattanooga Red Wolves. On there from Ramos. Receiving word to be a minimum of 5 minutes to be added on here at the end of this second half. Enterprising play down both ends. There is confirmation from the fourth official of the minimum of 5. Rosales hitting the cross in that near post there. Cardenas is trying to get a touch to it. Defended rather easily there by Dietrich, rather by Nikla. Challenging from Cardenas. Pedro begging for Chattanooga to get further forward at quicker pace, get more numbers forward. Right now it's Hymas and Beatty on a bit of an island. Guadidi cutting inside. Now plays it for Ian Frey. Carrasco. For Harden. For Lauderdale. Building up, getting all 10 outfield players into the Chattanooga half, chasing this winner. That's the aggressor right now. Guadidi trying to poke it around Jonathan Ricketts. It comes off the right back for a throw into the hosts. Ricketts trying to get rid, but only as far as Ferry. Plays it with Carrasco. Frey. Pinging the ball out towards Christian Lu-Young, who lets the challenge run, but referee felt like he put a shoulder in to deny Ruiz the chance to win it. It will be a free kick to Chattanooga. Second match ball being used there as Nikla lines it up. He'll send it long, he will indeed. In an aerial here. Hymas, let it bounce. Frey putting the challenge in, referee says shoulder to shoulder. Carrasco calmly on here for Christian Lu-Young. Ferry having to turn away from trouble. He's already gone abroad, playing in the reserve side of a club in Germany. Carrasco's trying to nod it on there, didn't quite get enough on it, but does eventually find Christian Lu-Young into the penalty area here. Turning Cardenas, poked out for a throw-in. Rosales. This avoids Hymas, carrying on here. Dinking for Christian Lu-Young. Towards the byline, good cross, dug out there towards Buckner, who won a header, but when coming all the way through. Raggio leaving it there for Guadidi, another cross. Diving header away. Nice header one there from Ferry. Left for Harden, well forward. Left for Ferry. Coming around Walefu does just about run his race. Lu-Young. Rosales outside of the boot towards that left-hand side. Coming forward there, Guadidi. Buckner trying to send it all the way through. Back post, Christian Lu-Young trying to send it back across. The header away from Nikla. That dangerous low ball through, didn't have a response. Cardenas trying to send it towards Carrasco, and it will be a corner. Fort Lauderdale very much the more likely to right now find a winner. Here's that ball from Buckner. Dangerous through that 6-yard area, bent just far enough away from the keeper. Raggio to take. And towards that near post, Frey. Letting it run all the way through. Picked up here by Harden. Sends the cross back in. Carrasco trying to threaten near the keeper. And Mengels able to catch and hang on. Can he start one last counter? Sends it long up towards Beatty, but Rosales was going to win that aerial duel. Carrying all the way forward. So here towards Christian Lu-Young, and the offside flag is up against him. Didn't time his run as he should have. Probably just about reaching the end of this one. Nikla booming away. Straight out for a throw-in. Is there one last chance in it? Guadidi will just carry it forward, and now bombing on Carrasco. Receive there, Buckner. Throw in awarded. Can be taken quickly enough so the referee won't blow the full-time whistle. Guadiri carrying on into the feet of Carrasco. His touch heavy. Booted clear to halfway. Harden wins the header. Referee still allowing play to continue. Frey spraying it forward. That should just about do it. Chattanooga in the end towards the latter 10 to 15 minutes just hanging on for the point away from home. And Mangle's touch will be the last, presumably, of this one. And there is the full-time whistle. Honors even at the Inter Miami CF Stadium as it finishes Fort Lauderdale CF 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. The 2 goals coming in the first half. Zacarias' own goal from the Guadiri cross from a corner. Flicking, trying to get it away, but instead directing it towards his own goal. Walefi with a nice strike. The cross from Ronaldo Pineda. Fort Lauderdale banging down the doors quite a bit in the second half, but couldn't quite find the breakthrough. As we can now bring you full-time highlights of this one. And here would be the game's opening goal. Here's that cross from Guadiri. Dangerous, went into that area, and it was actually the touch of Ricardo Zacarias that sent it towards goal. In the end, it was determined that Guadiri's cross was not heading towards target, so an own goal was awarded. And then down the other end, Harden misplaying that throw-in down the line. Good ball in from Pineda, teasing all the way through, and Walefi making no mistake, powering that strike, flying past Andre Zuluaga in his first start. Able to get there, but no keeper was getting to that one. What a hit from the Brazilian to draw the game level. His last 20 minutes, he picked up a knock, but finished out the match. And I'll bring you full-time stats. In the end, Fort Lauderdale only mustering 2 shots and none of them on target. They did hit the post in the first half as well through Felipe Valencia, but that doesn't count. And despite the majority of the play, particularly in the second half, enough to find the winning goal, Chattanooga really had the strength of their chances in the first half and just managed the match in the second half. In the end, we'll share the point with Fort Lauderdale CF. In the end, that'll just about do it for us here on this USL League One broadcast. It's finished Fort Lauderdale CF 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1 for Chattanooga. It's back away from home against New England on Wednesday for Fort Lauderdale. It's home next Saturday to Orlando City B. Your score at full time is Fort Lauderdale CF 1, Chattanooga Red Wolves 1. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.